STFC.WTF has server accounts. Well, that's good to know, PJ. Thank you for that. Let's bring that up real quick. So obviously you can see the server population, server info, right? Excuse me. So we look at a bunch of these servers and things here. You can see how many players. And again, after 90 days, old accounts get archived. So there could be accounts on here, people who quit, people who did test accounts, sponsored streams and things like that, who no longer play. They just haven't hit their 90-day point to be archived. Or if you log in like once every other week or something like that just to do something and don't really play, but you're prolonging the account from going in dormant basically and getting kicked off. So, okay, you can obviously see that the older servers, again through merges and things like that, they're all in the 1500 to 2000 mark. How many are on my server? 1400. Oh, we're down to 1400, 1430 on server 40. Some of these other ones are getting a little smaller here. There could be a merger coming somewhere in here. Not. I think server 43 is going to be ripe for a merger tier 2, down to about 1,000 people. Maybe they'll combine 42 and 43. Give these numbers a little bit of a boost. Let's see, which server's the biggest? Well, these are some of the newer. Well, 201's a fairly new server. Average level 23. Yep. 401's also kind of a bit of a new. 400 and 401 are also fairly new servers in the EU and stuff here. So a lot of EU servers have the highest populations. There aren't as many of them. So that could also be a thing if they've consolidated and things like that. The largest US server, as we can see, is 31. It's got 2,600, 2,650 active players. And if we go the other way, these are some of your newer servers here in the 700s. But then if you're looking at existing servers, 54 and 55 are the smallest at just over 1,000 players each. And I think when you get under 1,000 is when they, or we down to close to 1,000 is when they start looking at mergers. So I think we're going to see 54 and 55 are probably going to be in for a merger soon. Probably see 42 and 43 going to get merged soon. And you might see 94 and 96 might also be in line for a merger, because 94 is getting low and it's like, what do we do with them? Well, 96 is right there and they're pretty low too, running down to about 1,200. So if I was a betting man and I was putting money on which servers are getting merged next, maybe not tomorrow, maybe it'll be more of like a end of September, end of October kind of thing. But I would bet if you're on one of those servers, you're probably going to be merged before Halloween. So PJ says about 1,000 is what you've heard from other content creators. I think that's the number I've heard thrown around too, right? So when you get down to about 1,000 active players or under 1,000 active players is when they start going, okay, yeah, we need to make something happen here. We need to do a merge. 708 and 709, these are newer servers. They might merge them, but they might also give them a little more time since they're new-ish to see if they grow on their own first before, give them a couple more months and see if they grow before squashing them. Samo, what server are you on? Let's go find out. Let's go find it right now. Peace, you're at 50. You're on server 57. Binar, you've got 1,600 players. And Samo, Moonlight, you're down to 1,230. You're down to 1,239 there on Moonlight. So probably got a little bit more time. And then your most likely merge target is going to be 69 here with Razor. 69. You're merging with 69. Oh boy. But yeah, that's most likely where that's going to end up being. Chris says that server 61 is over 1600, but it often feels pretty dead. It's a big universe, right? And with people playing sporadically at all times a day or logging in because there really aren't many events to do the last 2 or 3 months, right? You log in for 15 or 20 minutes, you knock out your dailies and stuff, and you're like, all right, it took me longer to claim all my rewards than it did for me to do all my events. Moving on. What's next? Lloydson server 11, you got 2300. You guys are good. You guys have already had a merge or two, I'm sure. You're not going anywhere. And Hollywood on 75. There is no 75 anymore, Hollywood. 75 got merged already. It's gone. I don't know which way it went. Are you part of 74 or 76 now? You're 74 now. There you go. You got 1,800 players. Probably pretty healthy off of that merge. I can't find it, but it is on STFC.WTF. Tournaments. That's what I'm looking for. Bingo. Bango. Qualifier League. North America. Region. Bam. Ante. Woohoo. Good job, guys. 1.8 million. 1.8 billion, sorry. Just barely snuck past Jag here on server 15. Just barely. This was a close one. Came down to the last, little while, little hour or two here. And then a couple other alliances put up some great numbers. But yeah, global, number one. Woo, yay. And even just looking at like the top APAC, top EU server was on server 130. Goat over here did 1.2 billion points. Very impressive scores. NX, which is on my 118 EU count server, was number 9 in the region, just shy of 1 billion points. They're the number 1 alliance on that server. And then the APAC didn't go nearly as high. Only one alliance broke 1 billion points core here, and they were actually 25th overall in the world. So North America had more of the higher, had all of the top 10 was North America. The top 11, I guess. And only one of the top 20 was outside of North America. These are all US, US, US. And Goat sneaks in here in the top 12, and then it all goes back to more US.